he internalized not only the derech halimit of his Gedalim that he had his supposed to learn with, but the kind of people that they were. Rabbi Chaim of Israel Yankiv, Rabbi Garber that spoke didn't mention, but his mother, who was a Rebbetzin of the town, was the sister of the Baruch Ber. That has a lot to do with why he's in Kamenetz. Was the nephew. And he told me he used to often see a Baruch Ber from Simply to come to town very often. He saw Reb Chaim Oizer. He didn't have enough money. He wanted to see the Chofetz Chaim. He couldn't afford to go. Reb Chaim Oizer he saw. It was a totally different door. He had a lot of difficulties on the way. Nicha, he was an amazing Baal Kishron, but he used his Kishron, and he used everything for Torah. By him, Torah was everything. He had a time in his life as a youngster in Shtetl with Bachim were learning. He couldn't go a whole winter to learn because he didn't have shoes. And it was blooded. There was a kind of mud you couldn't go without the shoes. He told me he used to stand up on his little toes and look over the windowsill, and he felt so bad. The other Bachim are going, he can't go to learn Torah. He tried to go to Baranovich. He was refused twice. They didn't have a fair. The question was a piece of bread to eat. That's how he got in. The second time he was a boy, he sat down and he cried. And the Rebbetzin of the one who took care of the food, the Chaikel, him and the Mendel Kaplan's mother, they started the yeshiva. She said, "Don't worry, I'll make sure your husband takes care of you." And that's how he got into yeshiva. He had a lot of difficulties. He went first into the fourth year, and the Rebbe, Bled Gabar, was a big guy. He said, everybody is promoted to Rabbi Chanan Shir. Only one has to take a feher. That's Label Hardaker. He's the only one who has to take a test. Felt, of course, terrible. He was very shy, very, very quiet. So he never spoke to the Rebbe. One of the Bachim came over to the Rebbe and he said, he's as good as the best in the Shir. He's just very shy. So he let him without a feher. It was Rabbi Chanan Shir, was the only one that when Rabbi Chanan did the fifth and the sixth year, because Rabbi Shlomo Hyman had left and he was doing the 6 years. So Rabbi Chanan did both. He goes to the 6 years, the only one that didn't need a fair. He said to him, Evan Moa saw Brian Heisel Rosh Pina. I was thinking it was a chesed. His situation in Telson was a very good chesed. He came here about 94 years. He was about 94, I think, when he came by 94, 95. His last safe was the first time he wrote on Chumash, because he couldn't anymore. He couldn't write Svarim anymore. So by him, not writing a safe means a safe on Chumash. That's what that's what it is. The Olam loves Das Yehudis. That's very popular. By him was the Dugmais, which he had like a fun in the back. It's called Dugmais. Look at the original Toras. Not only the very first one, but you'll see they were reprinted like that for quite a while. It's on Yevonis, and then in the back it says Dugmais, which is examples of Divrei Agoda. He's got a bit in the back. That shows the style that he wrote all his from. He copied the same as Rabbi Chanan. This is like putting out Kovitz Maimurim. This is Das Yehudis. It's a merge, it's a sefer. But to understand where we're coming from and where the Torah should be going. Just finish by saying, the Rabbi Kiva says, there's a Bar Plukta. The Bar Plukta says, Zeh Sefer told us, Odom Zeh Klal Gadol Mizeh. The Pasuk, Zeh Sefer told us, Odom is greater than Rabbi Hakamaycha. difficult to understand. What does it mean? What's the rules? It says these are the generations of man. This is the book of the generations of man. It doesn't seem to have a message. What does it mean? So I want to say a push of a very simple thing. That perhaps also included in the message, that Sefer told us on Zeh Klal Gadol, this is a Klal Gadol, even there, if it's Mizeh, if it comes from Rabbi Sternstein. It means if there are Toldos, if there's an offspring to the next generation that is able to Mekan Rabbi Sternstein, that's greater than just the person himself to Rabbi Sternstein. Zeh Klal Gadol Mizeh. The Sefer told us all of them, if it comes Mizeh, then it's even a bigger klal. The Rosh there says that it's called Torah Kula. The Lachshanei L'Chavik L'Sabit, which you don't like, don't do to somebody else. Which is what Hill told the Ger who wanted to get called Torah Kula Hergalachas. The Rosh says it means Havrech Gamaycha. It's called Torah Kula. There's a terrible void in the world. And it's been recently, this door is partially disappearing. I don't know all the people. I can tell you offhand, there's Rav Koppelman, there's Rabbi Sternstein, Rabbi Sternstein, Nuchi Lefkowitz. For us, it's a question of who and what is next door. And the who and what is next door is not Yenim, it's not another person. Whatever the age of the person is, it's a responsibility. Rabbi Sternbach said, we have to create stars. There should be light from the stars to be able to make up for the light which was the light of the moon. It's very difficult from just mentioning one point, but the Midas Emes, the guy says, Mitzad Chinuch, B'machanech Kinder, and I say each one of us is a kind, no matter what age we are, and we have to machanech each one of us ourselves. We have to educate ourselves. Somebody asked me, well, I don't have a computer in my house. I said, I'm afraid what the children might do with the computer. I was talking about this child. And the guy says, if a person keeps Midas Emes, he's talking about a father and a son. If the son keeps Midas Emes, then he's going to be fine. If it's Emes, then everything will be fine. The gun says. I'd say each one to ourselves, if we could push it, just be Emes. Be 100% truthful with ourselves. Then we'll be fine. But it's a very, very big job. The person to be 100% honest with themselves is a very, very, very big job. No doubt there's a siyata d'shmaya from HaKadosh Baruch Hu that the door has to have something that will fill the space, not only in kamas but in eichus. And if we makabel on ourselves something, I'm sure that, no doubt, that if it's needed to Emes, that the niftar will be a male yosher to help the person very much, that he'll be matzliach be successful in trying to make yourself as an honest person. The other thing is, Torah is our life. There's nothing else to our life. If a person wants to be really a happy person, I could just tell you by watching the Shver, who's always a happy person. It's 100% guarantee if a person's life is holding by learning, he's a happy person. And I don't want to guarantee, but if you're not, I could pretty closely guarantee you that you're not a happy person. There's nothing else really in this world that makes a person happy. So I wish each person should be able to have a siyata d'shmaya, to be an Emes, happy person.